Welcome to the weekly drum stream and hangout where I answer your drumming questions and I try and play your song requests. Now, I hate to start this off with bad news, but I can't get the audio to go from this PC to that PC again. It's the second time now. It's BS, and so I figured I'd show up anyway. We still haven't figured it out, but nonetheless, we're all here now hanging out. And if you got any questions, let me know in the chat. And we're just going to do like a live just chatting thing. And we'll kind of go from there. So see a few people here now saying what's up. We got some, because I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. We have a couple of people. We have Robert McCambridge Drums. What's going on? Thanks so much for the request, buddy. Red Devil Metalcore fan. Yo, dude. First time here? Welcome. Thanks so much for coming, man. Today's going to be a little different. I got some more technical issues. You'd think I've done this enough now that I actually have it all sorted out, but apparently technology is not on our side. So, yeah, I managed to not throw anything across the room. It almost got to that point, but we'll see. It's going to be something silly. So, Todd, what's up, dude? Thanks so much for chiming in, dude. A loyal viewer here on YouTube and commenter. So really do appreciate you taking the time, dude. Who else we got here? Drums for Life. What's going on, dude? I'm no one. Okay. Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for chiming in. Yeah, so I can take requests. Like if you guys want to request them for next week, then you can do that. I should have some sort of page set up where you can have a whole set list and we can have those requests set up. So when I go live, then we can do that. But this week we're going to do like a hanging out thing and just chatting, talking about drums, talking about anything related to drums and stuff like that. Because again, the technical difficulties are in place. Unfortunately, I can't get them sorted out in a timely fashion. So I don't want to just keep not streaming. I want to keep hanging out and stuff and getting to know you guys a little better. So Red Devil Metalcore fan says he has a banger song. Okay, well, I'll be able to play it next week, hopefully. This week, I can't seem to get this stuff working, so. Let's see here. Here, let's put some music on in the background. Yeah, so, like, usually because what's going on with this setup is that it's going from the audio PC in the control room into the live room here, and then it's being streamed over to this streaming PC as well. And I'm doing like the audio over IP. So I see that it's sending it out of the recording program to this computer, but this computer is not picking it up. So it's giving me a heck of a time. I've tried all the firewall settings, all the stuff like that, and I can't seem to get it sorted. So sorry to disappoint, but I'm here anyway. If you guys want to talk shop, if you got any questions about your drumming and you seem kind of stuck in a spot or you need questions answered or you just want to hang out and talk shop, then welcome. Okay, so we have a question over on Twitch, and his first question, he's got a PreSonus FB10 8-channel FirePod interface that he wants to know if it's possible to run his cell phone into the interface so he can control the volumes of both songs and drum audio coming into his ears. Drums for Life. I think your best bet would be to get like a little mixer like this right here and just hardwire it all in. I don't know if your phone's got the actual inputs and outputs required to make that happen. I'm sure there's some technology out there, like some interface GUI stuff that can help you control surfaces like that, but I don't know about it or enough about doing it with your device. If you're running through Reaper, I know they have like a standalone plugin that you can use on like a tablet and stuff to do that. But that would be through that program and not so much your interface. So your interface essentially would just be controlling all the hardware inputs like your microphones and stuff like that. But you can do it through Reaper. So if you are in Reaper, I would check that out. I'm sure there's a lot of videos on YouTube you can check into as well, just to see kind of like how to actually do it properly. I've never done it. I've seen some other guys or some other people have like their iPads and stuff, and they can actually use the mixer at the same time as Reaper's running on another computer, separate computer, and then kind of dial that in like a personal monitoring thing. So that's pretty cool, but I don't know about the cell phone. Maybe you can with the cell phone. There's probably something in place for that. So, yeah. There's a lot to it. Personally, I just like using the actual mixer because then I can mark it on there and then I can set it up. Mind you, the idea with the application is a really good one, and I should probably look into that. Just to have that extra little bit of control on everything, which would be nice. So yeah. How's everybody's week been going? Yeah, that's weird. It's not getting any signal. So who knows? I'm done farting around with it today because like it's too much. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. I use the Flow 8, and you can use your cell phone to control it. It's pretty cool. I'd have to look into that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like with the new Focusrite that I've got, there's obviously software for it, but I don't know about cell phone. That'd be cool. Even to just have like like a phone stand coming off your hi-hat stand or something would be really useful. Then you can just go on your phone. Obviously, it might eat up a lot of battery power. I really don't know, but it has an app. Well, that's interesting. Oh, that'd be good for like custom mixes and stuff too. That's a good idea. Maybe I will look into that. Then again, it's just another thing not to work. Because as it stands, like, yeah, the audio is not going from that computer to this computer. So that's a super bummer. Let's see. And it's like, it's really fickle too. And like sometimes you'd have to re-put the IP address back in, but I tried everything and it doesn't seem to want to work. So we're just gonna hang out and talk shop. Hey Derek, thanks for the request. Tonight we're not gonna be doing the drumming. Even though it said we're gonna be doing that, it's not working. So yeah, all apologies, man. That I would love to play Creep and Death, or try to anyway. But we're just gonna hang out for now, I guess, for a little bit till you guys get super bored. And yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you can use like a smaller mixer. What's this one? This is a Mackie Mix 8. It's nothing fancy at all, and it's not super high end. And it's really handy because I've got the audio. I got the audio coming from the computer, and then I've got my headphones going into it, my triggers going into it, and then just a bunch of different inputs going into it, and then just dialing it in on there and kind of setting it and forgetting it. And then it's just a matter of turning the headphone volume up or down. Then there's a whole lot less to have to deal with. It's just one power cable. Yeah. St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast. What's this? Convert your acoustic to electronics and just use it to trigger a superior drummer. I do have a Simmons electronic kit, and it's tempting, but I don't know. There's just something about the live drums that really I really like about it. It's just more of my sound, right? And the feel, like you get a different feel. So, hey Kyle, what's going on, man? Yo, what happened last night with the community hang? I saw nobody tuned in. Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought maybe that all the other community members wanted a live chat. Apparently, they said they wanted to be there and they actually RSVP'd, but you're the only one who showed up, so thank you. But yeah, it's rescheduled to, I believe, next week. Hopefully, some more people can make it. Yeah, Todd, it's community hang. I've got a monthly coaching membership it's like a Metal Drumming Academy membership area, and it's basically like a social media platform that's private. And so there's different circles, and you can with Q&As, and you can post your progress and just chat with other drummers from around the world, and then ask questions, and then I can directly respond with video in that chat. So I do that. It's like a monthly subscription based thing through my academy. So if you want to check that out, you can go to my academy, and yeah, it's pretty inexpensive right now for the amount of stuff there. And then there's new monthly master classes every month, and then there's old master classes in there as well. So do I play any other instruments? Not really. There was a piano floating around here and guitars and stuff, but not as much as drums. It's tempting, but I'm not as good. So it's just where would I rather focus my attention to, right? So it's Frank Zappa. You can't log in without requesting Zappa. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Raining Blood. Hey Void, thanks for the request. I know it says we're going to be doing some live drumming and stuff, but this week I've got technical difficulties again, apparently. So I didn't want to completely abandon the stream, so I just decided to come on and do a hanging out, chatting type style thing. So if you guys had questions, or you just want to hang out and ask questions, or show me your band and whatnot, then we can do that too. That's cool. Totally cool. But yeah, Raining Blood would be fun. If I could get the audio to work. It's just being a pain in the newts right now, so. Let's see. I don't know how good the drums would sound just off of this microphone, but it's probably gonna blast it out. Yeah, it's definitely clipping. No, the camera's actually the camera's shifting side to side. Yeah, you're not tripping out, dude. It's all good. It's like a camera slider, so it's motorized, and it helps because I find just having the straight on shot is kind of it's not the best. But with this thing, you can do a parallax, and it kind of turns the camera and it slides side to side, and you can set the parameters on it. And I don't know, it helps, I find. I think it looks cooler than just a straight on shot. And then obviously we got this cam over here, and then we got the foot cam down here as well. So eventually I'd like to do an overhead one, but not quite there yet. So I think 3 cameras is more than enough right now. There's a lot of streamers that just do one, and yeah, so that's what it is. It's a camera slider. But yeah, so here we are, hanging out. We finally got some, I'm going to talk about weather, but we finally got some nice warm weather, and it's awesome. It's getting there. Everything's going to melt. Am I Delta Empire? No. I have no idea who the heck it is. And it could be a he, it could be a she. We don't even know. Nobody knows. And I'm like, I was so tempted. Well, I haven't seen Ola in a while, but I was so tempted to just like reach out to him to see if he'd grad on him. But I don't think he's gonna give away the identity. It could be a girl too, though. So who knows? It's just like, even just trying to tell from like the gear, like the DW drums and the cymbals, and just like how that drummer plays is like really challenging. Really challenging to tell. If you guys know who Delta drummer is, let us know in the chat, because that dude is sick, or chick is sick. Hey John, thanks so much for the question. Love all your content. I was just wondering if you've had periods where through learning you get to a point where you have to take some time off and you come back to the drums and do better. Yeah, man, all the time. Well, we're humans, right? For anybody to expect themselves to not be perfect or to be perfect is kind of absurd. Like, if you think you're gonna be awesome at the drums all the time and you're a human, then you're like part robot or something, because it happens. So yeah, like all the time. I find though, like, not giving up altogether is the key, and just coming back and just jamming out and not worrying about like specific stuff that you want to focus on, and just like maybe playing the stuff that you can already play, and just playing for the sake of playing, as opposed to just like trying to get better all the time. It helps a lot mentally. Or even just like take a few days off, or talk about that in one of my courses about like in my mini courses, like what happens when you're not progressing. And it's like a natural ebb and flow, right? Because even with like an instrument, it's not necessarily a linear like it's not necessarily linear to get better. It's like this, like it's like running your own business or anything else, or trying to be the best at something. Like, there's outside contributing factors to your mental well-being, and your environment definitely changes how you're going to be able to play. And so, especially when it come to a point when you're playing and you're like, shit, like I haven't gotten any better, so you really like need to reassess your whole intent and what your practice routine and what your focus is on, and then you just take some time away. If you got any other hobbies like reading or whatever you're into, go do that for a while. Come back to it with a fresh perspective, and give yourself a little bit of breathing room. Because yeah. Todd, you're Delta, eh, bro? Take off your mask. Show your true self. Get good at rudiments, playing a song, and my body's like, time out, and I get back to it, and you do better. Yeah, it's how it goes, man. We can only take so much. And I think that's what's interesting about education in a nutshell, is like, how much information can you really cram into your head before you're just finally like not gonna retain any of it anymore? You know, there's got to be a threshold that we exceed with any form of learning, and that doesn't necessarily just have to be with drums either, right? So yeah, it's really interesting. It happens to everybody, and unfortunately I found the best way is to just walk away. And yeah, Delta's a dude out of Arizona, I think. I really don't know. We really don't know. He's really good though. His channel's done really well as well. And pretty sure he does session stuff. I know there was a guy I was working with out of South Africa. He'd done some stuff with Delta, so sounded really good. It's got some really good drum sounds. But yeah. Oh, mouse is over here. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys have Twitch too, you can find me on Twitch. If that tickles your fancy, or if you're on YouTube, that's fine too. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, then I'm all ears. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I'm not sure if you do, but I started playing all these like pop songs with like death metal drumming on it, with like some fast heel toe and some blast beats and stuff, and it's like gone insanely, I wouldn't say viral, but like quite a few 100,000 views on them. You guys got to check it out if you want a good laugh, and it's pretty entertaining. Yeah, just on Facebook, Instagram. People on Instagram and YouTube don't seem to like it. I know you guys really like all that educational stuff, so I'll get back to regular programming soon, I'm sure. But yeah, so let's see. Not sure how long we're gonna hang out here for. There's only so much to talk about. Can't talk to myself here. I could start telling stories and stuff, I guess, but that'd be kind of weird. Does anybody here have any horrible drumming accidents? Let me know in the chat. Like, have you ever hit yourself in the face or fallen off a seat or drum thrown because you drank too much? I don't know anybody else who has. How much South Park portrays Canada is true? Do guys in Newfoundland really like sodomy? I don't know. I'm not from Newfoundland. I really don't. I really don't know. But like, yeah. I don't know. I guess it's pretty accurate. It's funny as heck, but I don't know. It's kind of true, but not like in the sense of where it's like we go hunting, polar bear hunting and stuff like that. Okay, I'm just turning off my notifications because that's bugging me. But yeah, no, I'd have to revisit that South Park episode because, yeah, I remember the Canadian Mounties and just like half of their heads opened up at the mouth, and oh shit, what were some of the lines? There's some pretty funny stuff, but like we do have quite an accent. Like even going anywhere in the States, people are like, "Hey, say a boot or about." Or just like anything, or just talk. I want to hear your accent. And apparently, a lot of people think I'm from like Minnesota or something, but we're not that far from Minnesota in Ontario. Like if you look on a map, there's like Michigan, Ohio, and then there's a big body of water there that's called Lake Erie. We're basically across that lake. So to drive to Ohio is like a 4-hour drive. So we're not that far from the States, but apparently like. We even see it too when you cross the border. It's just like you can hear the inflections and just like the mannerisms from people are much different. Obviously, it's can be fun. Really like all the different accents, like the Texans or the East Coast, like in Boston, Las Macaques. That's fun to do. It'd be even funner to play drums, but. Can't get my audio to come over here. Yeah, well, Tirana, that's how they say Tirana. They have, like, the bigger city centers obviously have, you know, their slang and stuff like that. But, country Ontario people have an accent. I guess so. I guess we do. I guess it's more of like a southern drawl. Who knows? Actually, when we were in New Orleans, in Nolans, that's a pretty cool accent. Excuse me. The way they speak is pretty cool. So yeah. Check. Hey. But yeah. Can you guys hear that music in the background? I don't know how loud it is. It's not too loud. But this is the band I play in. Speaking of accents, I'm from Maryland, and the one thing noticeable is dropping the L sound and replacing it with W's. Instant example, helicopter, dollars. Yeah, it's like there's no L. Huh. No kidding. Never been to Maryland, Baltimore. Is Devin Townsend the head of the Royal Ministry of Headbangers? He could be. He could be. He's quite funny too. Online anyway. I've never met him. Quite funny. From Texas. And you live in Georgia. You both say y'all and howdy. Yeah, you guys both have your different types of draws. That's cool. Georgia would be nice to visit. Texas was a good time. Yeah. I don't know if you guys listen to the Downbeat podcast with like Greg Reynolds. There was a couple guys from Shadow of Intent on there recently, and they're both doing English accents, and it's freaking hilarious. If you guys ever listen to that podcast. But yeah, just it was pretty, I don't know, to me it sounded good, but apparently to the host of the podcast, he said it sounded more like a southern, I believe he said, southern UK. Yeah, Atlanta is awesome. Yeah, Atlanta's got a massive airport, don't they? Or am I thinking somewhere else? He's like, yeah, right, so I was thinking, I don't know, just he's Bryce Butler, he's really good at it. I remember seeing some of his stories on Instagram, so I was like, dude, we totally got to do a Canadian, which would be fun to do. He's really good at it. And then the other guy that he was with, I think he was from Shadow of Intent as well. He plays guitar, I think. And yeah, his accent wasn't as good, but it was still pretty convincing. Oh, you're from Maine. We say yes above. That's just like in agreement. Like, yeah, man. I'm guessing. How do you enunciate that? Yeah, it is the busiest airport in the world. It really is. Drinking all the water I'm supposed to drink because I'm sweating from playing drums, but that's not happening. Here we go! all good. There's next week. We can talk about accents and all that good stuff. There's this one guy on TikTok. He does like the whole Canadiana spiel. He's like, yeah, bud, you want to go down there? And that's really good. I can't do it as quickly as he can, but I forget what his name is. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you would know. Like, oh yeah, we'll go down there, play with the polar bears, and have some sips on some maple syrup, and maybe watch some hockey, eh? Like maybe we don't notice it, but we definitely do say "a" quite a bit. And yeah, and sorry. Like, you ever seen a Canadian mosh pit? The guys bumping into each other. Yeah, sorry, man. I don't know. But yeah, so if you guys have any more drumming questions, just let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna be talking about accents here for a while. What are you guys playing? Like, you guys are drummers, obviously, or are you guys musicians? What instruments do you guys play? Drummer for 20 years or so. That's awesome. That's very Canadian of them to do that, especially playing hockey. Like, was that after the game was done? That's probably before the game, and then they just puked all over the bench. Oh, you play video games? Nice. I do not. What games you play? Call of Duty guy, or you more into Farming Simulator? A lot of your videos have helped me out, man, and I used one of your Reaper templates. Hey, sweet. I should probably update that at some point. That's probably like a few years ago that I made that. Huh. A failed guitar player. Hey, you know what though? Drummers are needed. So, it's all good, man. I'm a failed guitar player too. You're playing Diablo 4. Hey, that's sick. Did you ever play like the original Diablo 1 where you could only go diagonally? My brothers were way into that, into Diablo 1 and 2, and then like, yeah, that was cool. I'm not doing any drumming tonight because my dumb ass can't figure out why the audio is not going from the control room to my streaming computer. So yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to get back into Diablo apparently. Is that on PC as well? I mean, not like I have time for it, but I mean, I'd have to make time, but even then, it'd be sick to play. At least a little bit. Okay, yeah, guitar players are sick. That's my brother, just, yeah, he's a guitar player, obviously. You'd love an updated one. Definitely gave me a good mix starting point. Yeah, I don't remember if, I probably just did like actual Reaper plugins in it. Because a lot of you might not have the same plugins, so I could definitely put that on the list of things to do. And yeah. Of course, they pulled out the beers after you're all gassed and dehydrated. You decline politely. Nice. Probably a good idea, seeing as the alcohol wouldn't help hydrate you. Sorry, I was working on some digital stuff. Okay, right on. Okay, Streamlabs, thanks for all the spam. I practice. Yeah, all stock Reaper plugins. Looking for new plugins. There's like, I could definitely send you, if you send me an email, I can send you a list of like essential ones. Like, you don't need many. The SSLE channel from Waves is really good. It's like an all-in-one. There's a compressor in it and an expander, a gate, stuff like that. Or if you're into like subscription-based stuff, then you can check out the Slate Digital All Access Pass. I also use that. And then I also use like the SSL stuff, like the native plugins, which are supposed to sound similar. The algorithm is supposed to be similar to what the boards actually sound like. So gives you some interesting stuff to work with. Okay, sick, yeah. You practice drums faster today and you got twice as much practicing. Hiya! Good stuff, man. Started off as a guitarist, but started drumming a couple years ago because your son wanted to learn. Doing okay, but stuck at 170, 180 with double bass, trying to get better. John, have you checked out my free mini courses in my academy? There is a double bass drumming control mini course, and it basically gives you a bunch of exercises to free up that weaker limb, which for most of us is a left limb, the left leg, foot, whatever you want to call it. And you can sign up for that completely free. And then if you want to go further with that, then I have a full-on paid course for that, but that's completely up to you. Choice is yours. Who makes a good beginner drum kit? Win the lotto and could afford a larger place, I would have to learn to play. What does one look for in a quality kit? Basically you want, like, aesthetic wise, sure, that's one thing, but you're looking for something that has quality shells and quality, what do you call that? Bearing edges. And then also, like, you want something that has kind of decent hardware because you don't want it to slip and stuff. A lot of the like mid to low end stuff is gonna have like fixed tom brackets inside of the tom, so there's not much to worry about with that. But yeah, just look for something like you can get something used. You don't have to buy brand new. Depends what brand you want to play, but I've always played Mapex, and even their Mars lineup. What do they have now? They have the Saturn Evolution, which is a little bit higher end. Just check out any of the Mapex stuff and see what fits in your budget. It's all gonna really depend how much money you want to spend. Yeah, I know. It sucks that I can't drum tonight, but I've been drumming all day too, and I was just working on a bunch of stuff, and I was stoked because I was nailing the fills and everything today, but the audio doesn't work, son of a bitch. Whoops. Get a cheap electric so you can practice anytime and not annoy anyone. Yeah, if that's one of your if that's one of your main things, like you can't play because of the loudness, you get an electric one. There's lots of cheap kits too. Like, it depends where you're at. If you're in the States, I've just partnered up with Simmons Drums, and so they sent me over the Titan 50. You can get that at Guitar Center, and I believe it's under $500, but it's sick. Like, it's got Bluetooth, so you can hook up your phone and everything. Whatever. I'm not gonna try and sell it on you, but yeah. If you want an electric kit, look there. There's other brands too, but obviously, yeah, check them all out. I think having good sounding cymbals is really important too. Yeah, obviously, like the entry level like B8 stuff or just entry level cymbals itself, they don't sound the best for obvious reasons. Obviously, like, it's just the quality's not there because it's entry level and it's just something to play on. Mind you, there's like some Meinl stuff like the MB8, I believe, Ride, that is really good. And the Classics Customs are really good as well and durable. Except for this China. He's like, it's got more crack than insert joke here. But other than that, yeah, like even these dual customs are really nice. You'll notice like all the Classics Dark Custom, they're really handy because they're really durable, but the cymbal choice you make is really up to you and your sound. It's really going to depend on what your budget is and what you want to play and what you want, what you want to sound like. That's the thing. There's like endless brands and endless opportunities for different sounds, but I personally love the Meinl stuff, especially like the heavy hammered Ride. This is nice. It's all nice. It's all nice. Charlie, thanks for the request, man. Unfortunately, I'm not drumming tonight. I have some audio issues. Some personal issues. No, kidding. Some audio issues that need to be sorted. And I wasn't able to rule out in time here to play live for you guys, so severely choked about that. Would have really liked to had that sorted out, because why not? I'd rather play drums. Better at drums than talking. So I think. Practice on junk broken cymbals and save those nice ones for recording and shows. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can just be like me and play whatever you want. It's all up to you, man. Everybody's different, so. I just saw a video with Gene Hoglan and it looked like he was wearing leg weights. Was I seeing that correctly? What advantage would that give him? Okay, Jason. So, the whole thing with Gene apparently is very nice dude, by the way. He would wear leg weights, I think, like halfway through the set, and then after the set, he would take them off. And basically, he was just like building up his leg strength so he would have powerful feet the whole set. Now you can do that for practice too. But it's all up to you. Like, it worked well for him. Personally, I've never done it, so I can't really talk much on it. But from what I've heard in like interviews and stuff like that online, is that's the case. He puts them on, and it gives like I don't know, they're like 5 pounds each on each leg, and so like it really gets your legs warmed up and stretched. And then halfway through the set, he rips them off. And then once he rips them off, they're like completely, like his feet fly, apparently. So he's sick. So if it works for him, though, it works for him. You can try it out. If it doesn't work for you, no sweat, right? But yeah, it is pretty unique. Not sure I've seen many other guys do that. Actually, it was funny because me and a friend were out in the like smoking pit. He was out for a cigarette and I was vaping. at NAMM maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and Gene Hoglan came walking out, and I'm just like, holy shit. he just like stood there. It's like, huh? Why'd you walk over to us? We're just mere peasants. We're not worthy, man. But no, he's a really sweet dude. He's really sweet. You'll follow and sub for next time. Hey, Charlie, thanks, man. Thanks so much. Yeah, so we go live every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Oh, you started using compression socks when you play and it helps you so much. Hey, that's interesting. Like the ones for diabetics, just to like keep the blood flowing. I believe that's what the idea is. They're made for running. Yeah, I used to wear compression shorts too, like for MMA and stuff. Really helps. Really helps. You read in the chat that his potential setup is pretty rudimentary. Is that true? It was a chain style pedal, and people were like, "You don't need more expensive gear. You need more practice." I'm pretty sure he plays the Speed Kings with like Danmar beaters, and he wears like military boots. Yeah, they're chain style, and no, you don't need more expensive gear. Yeah, it's practice. It's putting in the time, putting in the right focused amount of time, and intentfully practicing the right things to achieve your goals. So that's what I do a lot with coaching students too. Like they'll come with a problem and they'll be like, "This is what's going on." I'm like, "Okay, this is what you got to do." Basically, like, yeah. So, by the way, I do coaching as well. It's just like, it's kind of like lesson stuff, but I feel like with the lesson stuff, it's like a lot of people get in their own way psychologically with their ability to advance as a drummer. So it's more or less kind of like I don't want to call it counseling, but it's more of like a peer-to-peer kind of thing. Like, this is the mindset behind it. This is what's helped me, and this is the experience I've had with it. And try it out for yourself. If it works, it works. If not, great. Try something else. But it's just more of like a reflection of understanding what needs to be worked on, right? You've been watching a lot of the Mad Drummer videos, and your channel was suggested. Oh yeah, I love Mad Drummer. His name is Steve. That's the guy that does the octopus stuff. It's funny because like he reached out through email because he's in the academy as well. He signed up for some stuff, and yeah, he's back on his channel now doing videos and whatnot. But no, I'm glad YouTube's pushing me a little bit. That's good. Yeah, Steve's a great guy, and his videos are great. And yeah, it's great to see him back. I know he's gone through some stuff, so glad to see he's back. Steve's a very, very nice dude. He actually, yeah, he actually posted on his social channels for me, like give me a shout out and stuff. So he didn't need to do that. But again, it's a small world, so. Yeah. Is my microphone loud enough? Check 1 2. Hey, hey. Check 1 2. Oh, that might be better. Oh, let's see here. So yeah, I'll hang out here for a little bit longer, and if you guys got some more questions, then yeah, then just let me know in the chat. It's kind of a bummer, but we're still hanging out here, so why is that open? Need to get up for a stretch. Oh. Oh man, what? That's a question. What band in any era or genre would you play in if you had a time machine? I don't know. It's a toss-up between like Rush and like Moving Pictures era, or like Van Halen, or something like that. You know, with some like proggy stuff, or even we'll go a little earlier than that, and maybe King Crimson, like Bill Bruford era. Because that would be fun. Like, I don't know exactly what they're into outside of the music, or what kind of stuff was happening in the 60s and 70s, but I feel like that's when I should have been alive. That'd be way too fun. It just felt like everything was different. And it was, but like, in a good way. Not saying that a lot of the stuff now is not different in a good way, but there's a lot of things that should have not changed. Yeah, you playing the Doors? Yeah, that would be a trip, like, literally. Yeah. I've got a kick drum there, but yeah. Yeah, Led Zeppelin would be wicked. Just like even some of those documentaries would be, I don't know. I don't know how accurate they were, but that'd be fun as heck. Just like cruising around on the bus, just who knows what kind of drugs they're into. Even if even if you could just stay sober, but just experience the whole lifestyle, you know, it'd be kind of wild. Suppose you wouldn't be able to get away from the whole thing, the whole drug scene, but if you made it out alive, I guess. Or maybe even playing for like Ozzy would be sick. Back in the day. Just like see all the crazy stuff he did. Lenny White and Return to Forever is probably your favorite drumming album. Let me look that up quick because I need to know. Return to Forever. Oh, that's Chick Corea's band. Cool. He teaches at NYU. Where he has an ensemble as well as a lecture class on Bitches Brew called the Miles Davis Aesthetic. That'd be pretty heavy, man. He lives in New York. And he's still alive. Cool. Yeah, no, that would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I am. Wizard Seizure. I am a fan of Glass Casket, like A Desperate Man's Diary. Because at that time, we were all our buddies and stuff. We're listening to it, BT Bam and whatnot, and obviously Glass Casket came out because Dusty Waring's in the band, and so is Blake. Love those guys. Blake's a great dude. I'm actually stoked to hear, and Wes Houch too. Like, Wes is a sick guitar player. The Where Have I Known You Before album is awesome. Check it out. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. And it's like jazz fusion, is it, Jason? Because I love like stuff like that. Okay. I'll give it a listen later. Yeah, the Mahavishnu stuff is really heavy. In that sense, you know what I mean? I guess it was kind of like used differently than it is now, but Skate Den. Would I recommend the Lowboy Beaters? Would I play them otherwise? Yes. I'm not like sponsored, or I don't work with them. I bought them. And I love them. And I don't need to get new ones. The only reason I'd get new ones is just for different colors, but I've had these for probably like 4 or 5 years, and they're sick. Yeah, lots of notes on them. Excuse me. Probably hang out here for another 5 minutes, folks. And then call it a night. Kind of a bummer not to be able to play drums and stuff, but yeah, we'll see what happens next week. If I could use different symbols, what would I pick? Whether it be company or simply different symbols, Meinl symbols like Byzance, etc. I would still stick with Meinl. I did play Sabian for a bit and Zildjian for a while too. But I just find that there's more options, and they're more progressive in a sense of exploring new sounds and avenues. And so instead of these crashes, I'd probably play the polyphonic stuff and maybe like a medium thin jazz crash or a medium Byzance crash. And then I'd try out a different China, probably a Byzance, like the more expensive stuff, just to hear it, because it's gonna be a lot different. Obviously it's a lot more involved, but yeah, I don't know. I'd probably try like Luke Holland's Bullet Stack or something like that. Like when I first started, I still really love Mike Portnoy, and his max stacks were great, like the China King and Splash on top of it. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. I've always had something like this in my setup, but like I'd be interested to try out like Annika or Annika or Matt Halpern's stack as well, or Luke's stack. I don't know. I've never tried them, not even in a store or anything. So that's what I would do. I would just basically upgrade or try something newer or something with different sounds and see how it kind of works. And then obviously I've got the ability to record it here too with some nice equipment, so I'd really be able to hear how it sounds. And You like the look of the beaters, plus they probably feel great. Yeah, they're nice and light. The lightweights are pretty lightweight, so you'll notice that. I've actually got some beater weights up on here. It's just to help feel it a little better. But yeah, they look great. You can get them, and you can get them like completely customizable. And there's also a feature that's hidden, or I'm pretty sure you can actually select it now, but it's called like burnt. And basically they just take a torch to it and like, or flamed or something like that. And that's one of the options now. So yeah, they've been great. I like how like it's flat and the profile and the depth is shallow. So you don't have to worry about slapping your feet, which you shouldn't be anyway. But the flat part with the EQ pads here from Evans that they sent over is a really good combination for a nice clicky sound. So if you're actually micing up your kick drum and you want that like higher like 10K boost to cut through in a dense metal mix, it really helps. Kind of gets like a slappy noise. Yeah. So a couple more minutes here, folks, and then I guess you know what? We're gonna call it a week, and then start it all over again. And then Sunday we're gonna have another stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the audio is gonna be working then. For some reason, it should be. If it isn't, then I'll be super choked, and I'm gonna have to really figure out what the heck's going on with this. So if you got any more questions, send them in the chat and I will answer them as soon as I can. If there's too many questions, or if you don't know what you want to ask right now, then I'll see you next week, and I'll answer you then as well. Try to get to you. If not, just hit me up on social media. Like, that's fine too. But this way you can get real, like, real-time answers. Yeah, so we got a couple more questions here. Favorite metal drummer? Probably Thomas Hawk from Meshuggah. Been listening to that since the Nothing album came out. I was mowing my parents' grass, listening to that album. Frickin' love his drumming, dude. So good. Any advice for double bass stamina? Yeah, find your top speed, which is basically like how fast you can play, like where you tap out, and drop it down like 5 to 10 BPM, and focus on practicing that tempo for longer periods of time. And then what you'll find too is that you'll be able to play that for longer eventually. Then you go back to that top speed and you'll also be able to play that for longer. So the idea is just to build up endurance and your stamina. You're not going to really get that without control. So my advice for you would be to focus on controlling the weak limb first and being able to play it in synchronicity with your other limb. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out. It doesn't matter how slow or fast you play. With control comes speed, right? So the whole stamina thing is like endurance, right? And you're not going to be able to endure something you can't control. So focus on the control. If you want to focus on the control, Ryan, you can hit up my mini course, Double Bass Drumming Control, ironically, in my academy at academy.cameronfleury.com, and there's a few different mini courses there. I'd start there. There's exercises in there, and yeah, Hey Simon, what's up, man? There is no drumming tonight, unfortunately. So, just hanging out, shooting the shop, shooting the shit about drumming. Apply to the basics and progress will follow, but that goes for everything. Thanks, Fortune Cookies, for your wisdom. Yeah, never forget about the basics. Like, it's always like one small thing that you forget, you know, when it comes to learning the more advanced or intermediate stuff. Even like, just master the basics, like finger control, foot control, leg control, timing, patterns, stuff like that. Just basic stuff. Focus on that. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Excuse me. So, for all those people that are watching and not commenting, leave me a comment. I'd like to hear from you. I'll just call out all the people that are watching, ghosting, or being a phantom. I don't know if you know this, but on Twitch it says you're streaming a rerun. I have no idea what that means. Ron. What's up, brother? My audio is not working tonight, so I'm not playing drums. Okay, yeah, maybe it's just on your end, Simon. I really don't know. Yep, I'm on Twitch. Rainin. Sorry, dude. It's not a very common name, so. Yeah, close enough. What the hell? I'll get it right eventually. Yeah, yeah, nearly everybody gets it wrong. Okay, I'm not special then. Oh, what's he say? Yes, I'm on Twitch. It's just my first and last name. You can find me on there. It's the same stream, so if you want to support me on there, go follow me on there. It won't cost you a thing. Favorite in-ears. These ones right now. I got them from X5. They're not out yet. They'll be out tomorrow. They'll be out on the market. I've actually got a video going live on Tuesday about my reviews on them. I've been playing them for over a month, so. They've also got a wireless receiver unit kind of thing too, but they're my favorite right now because I don't have like custom molded ones, so I'm not that fancy girl. How do you incorporate splash cymbals into your playing when not playing a cover? Easy, just treat it like another playing surface. So if you're going through a fill and you're doing singles throughout it, just like move the hand up to a different playing surface and see what sounds cool. And it all really depends how you analyze your playing or how you think about drumming. But you can just think of it with numbers as well. So if you want to do 5, you do right, right, left, right, stuff like that. And then you can kind of go right, left, right, and you can play stuff like that and then displace it with your feet. And then add the feet in to add some extra numbers and stuff like that. So there's really, the only way I think of it is just like, does this sound sick or not? If it doesn't sound sick, then I just try something else. So, yeah, my audio is wanking because I send it from my control room into here over IP, and I've unblocked all the firewalls, but apparently it's still not working. So, Rainin, I done messed up, and we're just hanging out, shooting the breeze. So, yeah, I just used the SE15s or whatever. 215s. Yep, that's what I just swapped over from. Those have one driver. These have 2, And with these, it doesn't completely block out all the sound like the SC215s. So like these I can seat in my ear and not have to take it out a little bit to hear the drums, which is freaking sweet. They're very sweet. Actually, Brandon, I should hook you up with them if you want a set for yourself. You're just having a jam session with your guitarist friend on Saturday, just messing around some Metallica, Black Sabbath. That was a heap of fun. That's sick, dude. Were you guys just crushing it or what? I just got this old $200 drum kit, but the kick pedal was surprisingly smooth. Oh yeah, oh that's good. It's always a good time. It's always a good time. Jamming's fun, especially when like you're not just playing by yourself, or you know. Like here we have practice like with the band every Thursday, and you wouldn't believe it. Like if you just play on your own all the time, you don't get that push from as you would with playing with other musicians, because they just like they're not stopping, so you got to keep playing, and just the sound. Yeah, it's a completely different vibe. So. No, that's sweet, man. Glad you get to experience that, because that's one of the best things in life. Is jamming, playing music with friends. Even if they're not your friends, even if you hate them, that at least you're still playing. Ugh. Stretch out the old legs here. Yep. Yeah, guitar players will do that. Even if they know the riff, they will make them up on the spot. And you can't remember any of them. Well, what the hell are you doing? I guess it is a free-form jam. What are you guys playing, jazz? Not throwing any shade on jazz musicians, but I wish I would have worn earplugs while playing and turned down the headphones, but hey, young and stupid. The older you get, the more your hearing will deteriorate. Tinnitus and hyperacusis aren't fun. Yeah, protect your ears. You only have two, right? As far as I know, there's no such thing as like a hearing transplant. So obviously we have like hearing aids and stuff like that, but yeah, just don't be stupid. Protect your ears. You're a bass player and your dad wouldn't let you have a drum set. Wow. At least you still get to play music, right? And hey, you like with the technology now, you can just find like an AI plugin and be like, hey, play me this drum beat, or I want this drum beat, play this beat, and then you play along. So there's always that. Obviously it's not the same as interacting with a human, but it's all good. At least you get to play, right? So, Axis longboards are the dream pedals. They just look amazing to play on. Yeah, and they just sent me, well, they just sent me over the new drive shaft, because I had the other one for quite a few years and it was worn, and I might have messed it up because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I like ground a flat spot in the bars because it was completely round. So even after like tightening the tension or the lug or whatever the hell you want to call it on it, it would still slip. And so I didn't know there's two other set screws underneath it because I'm an idiot. And so I messed that up, and they sent me this one with the upgraded drive shaft, and all the joints have bearings in it, which is handy. But yeah, they're great for what they're worth. They're really nice. And I'm not just saying that because yeah, I'm not just saying that because I'm an Axis artist, so. I saw that ground spot on your video. This one? Should probably clean up the pedals, but yeah, I had some custom grip tape made up too with a company, from a company that I know that makes abrasives, and they printed my band logo on it. So that's what that is. It's just covering up the Axis logo. Just because I found with the raw pedal board, it was like challenging to keep my position. And it's actually interesting because when you put grip tape on, you're like, oh shit, I am not used to this at all. So I've never heard of those earplugs. Yeah, tinnitus is not fun. I've had hearing problems in my left ear since I was a young kid. But I remember the ears, nose, and throat specialist thought that somebody had shot a gun off beside my ear. So there's that. But no, it was just from the snare drum. So yeah, don't mess up your ears, folks. And if you're gonna get into like mixing your drums and stuff and doing session work and you want it to sound good, you're gonna need those ears. You just put skateboard grip on your longboards. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that, man. See, lots of people do that. The music in the background is my band, actually. We'll have some more music out here shortly. It's just in waiting to go off to get mastered right now. And excuse me. But yeah, it's our band. So it's kind of like a proggy tech death. It's metal, right? So yeah. Anyway, I'd like to stay and chat a little bit longer. The band's called Terrorhorse. Here. We're not like we used to tour and stuff. And we had a manager. Yeah, Terrorhorse. We had a manager and stuff at the time, and then some stuff went down with the band, and we split up. So, but we just finished up another new song, and we're starting another new song. I believe we have 4 or 5 now, so we're gonna get some more stuff finished up, and we're gonna start tracking again soon. I'll probably do drums here, and we're gonna go elsewhere for guitar and stuff. Just do it with somebody that does that. Like, I do a lot of drum recording, so I just, it'd be stupid not to do it myself. And then that'll be good. You love Terrorhorse. Hey. Sweet, man. Thank you. I can play guitar, like just basic chords and stuff, like a G7, A minor, D, C, F, nothing crazy. Maybe some, like, I don't know, nothing crazy. But I can play, but I can't play well. And just enough to be a rhythm guitarist, I guess. Not good enough to be a one-man band, that's for sure. Hey, don't worry, man. Last week we did the drumming thing. This week we're not doing the drumming thing because the audio shit is it's out of whack again. So it's all good, man. Life happens. Oh, good. You've been working on your finger technique. Good. Good. Hopefully the wife is happy with it too. Kidding. It's none of my business. But yeah, so wasn't gonna go there. It's either me or one of you guys, so but, yeah. Try and keep it PG, I guess, but man, sometimes you just comment comes out. It's just hard not to. But yeah, guys, I gotta get going. I'm gonna get off the stream here shortly, so I know if you guys are just checking in now, I haven't played drums this whole time, just been chatting. So yeah. Hopefully you guys can come out again next Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll hang out. and I'm hoping to play drums. Daniel says, just wanted to say thank you for your tutorial videos. You helped me increase my BPM and enjoyment of drums. I get a little stiff in the legs from time to time, but nonetheless, great help. Thank you. You're very welcome, dude. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. All right, guys. That's all for tonight. My voice is getting hoarse. So I'll see you guys next week at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, sharp. And yeah, I'll be sure to hopefully have my stuff in order before I go live. So thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget about signing up for all the free stuff at my academy. If you need a session drummer, I do session work. You send me an email, and if not, then I'll see you next time.